So you ask yourself this question about your special someone, your desired partner. But if he really wanted something from me, if he had feelings for me, then he would react differently. Then he would approach me in a completely different way. Then he would maybe not do certain things that you see him doing outwardly. This question is on your mind, whether it's about him or her. You know, we're talking about the collective here. The person cards are gender neutral. And now let's take a look at what's really going on inside him, why he isn't reacting the way you say, well, if he did, then he would, wouldn't he? And that's what we're going to look at now. Dear ones, I've already mentioned it. We're talking about the collective, and the person cards are gender neutral. This is your counterpart, whether male or female. And collective readings can't apply to everyone, nor will everything always fit perfectly one-to-one. You take from it what resonates with you, what fits your situation, and always adapt everything as needed. You are doing an absolutely fantastic job. A very warm, loving hello to you all, a heartfelt, loving hug, and I'm sending you lots of wonderful, loving energy and all the very best. You deserve it, every single one of you. Now let's take a look. And of course, a very heartfelt thank you for your comments as well. So wonderful. Thank you for that. And thank you also for your hugs, your kind greetings, your lovely words. That means so, so much to me. So today we'll use again, yes, exactly. We'll stick with the old-fashioned Lenormand here and yes, all right, we'll go with that. Let's take a look now. What's going on there? Why isn't he doing it? Is there even anything there? In your direction. Well, would you look at that? So if you're asking yourself now saying, yeah, he actually doesn't want anything from me. So that's, yeah, there's nothing there at all, but you are important to him. There is something, there is definitely something. We have the bottom of the deck, and that's you. You are the one asking the question. And it is definitely about you. Something is on his mind that concerns you. So I can already tell you, you are not unimportant to him. But what exactly it is, we'll see here. We have the very first card here now, so let's take a look at it. Exactly. All right then. Well, that's already a good start. So with your special someone, there is, yes, what he is missing is also this sense of lightheartedness, but that's where he wants to go. So we really see movement here. And in the end, he knows, he sees the beauty in you. And it's like this joy, this fun, and most importantly, I take this card, this combination, as decisive. He senses it. There is something there, like a happy coincidence. It's still small, this little bit of happiness. But something is going on inside him, making use of the time, you know. But here we have the positive. So there is something, this optimism is slumbering within him. And with this optimism, now growth is being shown here. So there is something that is developing. These are small steps. Yes, we really have small steps in terms of development, but something is happening here. Yes, for some people, I would also say, we already have here in part a bit, well, it's not so, yes, maybe it's a bit played up different things, you know. And for some, the depth might not be there yet, maybe even a bit of childish behavior from one or the other, things they bring to light, things they show you. They kind of play up various things. You need to go deeper, but we do have growth. Growth. We're looking very closely. This is definitely about you, right? All right. Then let's take a look. What I notice here at the beginning, what just caught my attention, is that here we have the longest time it took. It gets cut in half. So the longest time is already behind us, because now we have something there as well. So it's short, we have short movements, and the time also gets cut in half. So I've been waiting forever, or it just drags on forever. So here we already have a distortion of time. Well, look, it's exciting. I can tell you again now, it took the longest time. So the longest part of the journey is definitely behind us. But, you know, we are a collective. A very important point with your loved one are the fears. The fears, we have here once again the little happiness that is showing itself. And what is going on inside him? That's what this is about here. Turning point. We have the little happiness, the great happiness. Again, the little happiness. We have movement, movement, movement. Again, it took the longest time in which he pushed things away. And yes, he is going into hiding. He is withdrawing from you. And you tell yourself, but if he really wanted something, he would react differently. That's what you see on the outside. But here, we see what is going on inside your counterpart. We have confidence in ourselves, a distrust of ourselves, as far as a permanent connection is concerned. A committed relationship, the stability. And he has... This is not about you. It has nothing to do with you. He has massive problems. He has no idea what's going on at all. And he can only do one thing. There's no multitasking here. So he's really not on board with multitasking here, just one thing at a time. And one is so big that it also involves a lot of other areas that are unpleasant. I see him under massive pressure. And this tightness, this feeling of being constricted, is also a major issue for him. There is no lightness here in his life, in his situation. And he wants to grasp happiness. The fortunate coincidence, again, fortunate coincidence, the connection with you. But that's where he is still uncertain. Those are still his fears. Because there is quite a lot of change happening here. We have a change. Maybe he also wants to do something different professionally. Generally, his life differently, to stabilize it, to change it. In everything he has held on to. This is the point now to let go. And he has a really big issue. Letting go of the past. Letting go of old behavioral patterns. And another major issue for him is childhood. Everything he experienced and absorbed, always having this constant pressure to do everything right. Always having to be present. And as I said, you can see it. Nothing is happening, no movement. Maybe no messages or no communication at all between you two. It's been going on like this for quite a while. Nothing is happening at all. Where you think, well, he doesn't care because he doesn't want anything. He doesn't get in touch. That's what you see. But inside, in his heart, something completely different is going on. He wants something stable with you. He wants a stable connection with you. He wants to be with you. To move into harmony. That's what he wants, because he himself wants to come into this connection with himself. And that has nothing to do with you. It's all on the outside. Is he an entertainer? Absolutely. Hey, everything's fine. Hey, I'm doing well. Everything's great. And he's in transition, he's in motion. The tide is clearly turning. Here, healing is taking place. The healing of his situation, the healing of the fact that he was dishonest with you, maybe countered brief reactions, just left you standing there or suddenly turned away. And that's what he doesn't want anymore. He wants to get out of all of that. And the feelings are definitely there because he feels the connection with you, the love, the depth, the affection, and that's been there for a while. So it's not like, okay, a flash in the pan, whoops, now he's here for a moment. No, I see the consistency there, and he wants that stability. He wants stability. And the reason he reacts differently towards you isn't because he doesn't want anything with you or because there are no feelings. No. It's simply because he first has to sort things out in his own life. I see absolute chaos in his life, especially inside himself. And you are important to him. You mean a lot to him. He just can't get out right now. But again, the hardest part is over. It's just that he's afraid to trust, afraid to really let himself go in a strange and unfamiliar way, because he genuinely feels, especially with you, that there's a real and deep connection. In his heart, there's that wow moment, you know? There's that stability, there's that connection, as I said, that unity between the two of you. And it could very well be that, as I'm being shown again, he sometimes reacts a bit childishly here, gets sulky, you know? No, I don't want to, leave me alone, go away. But actually, that's just frustration with himself. Because what you sometimes get or have gotten from his reaction is that he doesn't show you anything. That's because he's completely caught up in his own hamster wheel right now and is annoyed because nothing is working out. He's putting pressure on himself. He's creating this pressure himself. It's self-made pressure, self-made stress that he's dealing with. I mean, sure, his situation, you know, it really does give him every reason when it comes to pressure and stress. But he's stressing himself out even more. Because he sees all of this as so overwhelming. Oh my God, you know? And it's really like he doesn't even know where to start. But it has nothing to do with you. Because on the heart level, I see pure feelings, pure love, especially deep love, the connection. And you see that on the outside. You see it on the outside and it makes you feel insecure. You also don't know, maybe, has something else come up? Is something going on maybe with someone else? You see something, you pick up on something. But that's not what's really going on inside him in 3D, because that's just the outside. He's just going along. He's just going along with the crowd. He's following what others say. That's what you see. But inside, there's a huge turmoil. And what I see here more and more clearly are the evening and nighttime hours, the quiet moments. That's when his mind really starts racing. What's going on, right? He wants to get out of there. So even in terms of his breathing, it could be that he starts breathing faster, you know? So not that deep inhaling and exhaling. I see him here as frantic, absolutely frantic. From all sides, here, there, this and that, and over there, you know? Doing this, doing that, and over there too. He actually doesn't even know anymore with his timing what he's supposed to do. He doesn't even know time-wise how he's supposed to fit anything in here. Outwardly, he says, yeah, everything's fine, you know? I've got everything totally under control. No, not at all. I'm also very forgetful here because of that. I see him as forgetful. That's not meant in a bad way. Even if you say, yeah, he wanted to get in touch the whole time. Oh, he wanted to invite me out to eat. Or he wanted to bring me this or that or whatever it was. And you say, yeah, I'm not even on his mind anymore because he forgot about me. He doesn't even think about it. That's not meant in a bad way. Sure, that's how it looks, but it's not intentional on his part. It's simply because his head is full, it's completely blocked. With all sorts of things. Yeah, and then of course we also have an ego, which is also chiming in here, right? The ego. And then it says, no, writing things down, puff, I don't need that. No, that's for wimps, right? Well, it's your own fault. And then you have a mess because then things get forgotten and all that. I've also got mail, letters. It could also be that something gets forgotten at work. Oops, down, right? Maybe also that he arrives late. Letters? Oh God, no. And then a reminder comes, something like that. And with him, as I said, it's really, really, really a lot. He has no idea how to handle the daily time frame anymore. So it's, I don't have him involved in the organization so that he gets this and that and everything done. Maybe he does. But this routine that he always wants, that he's used to, that's completely gone. Everything has totally gotten out of hand. And you get the brunt of it, but it has nothing to do with you. Hey, I don't feel like dealing with her anymore. I don't want to get in touch with her. No, that's not the case. You're there. You're in his heart. He knows he has to change something here because he wants to get out of this. Like I said, I see everything here is in the process of healing. So here, what you don't see, what's going on inside him, I see a complete cleanup and sorting process happening. Everything is being put in order. Everything is being tidied up. It's going to take quite a bit longer, honestly. Yeah, right? But as I said, the hardest part is over because he's right in the middle of it, right in the thick of it. So now let's see what else we can find here. Ah, fantastic. So we have the tower. The tower. There's a lot getting done here. These could be authorities, companies, you know. And that's where he goes, taking care of what needs to be done. I see a whole lot of activity with your loved one. What I mentioned earlier is being shown here very clearly again. So we have absolute confirmation. And he is distancing himself, yes. You can also see the isolation there, but the withdrawal has nothing to do with you. And he knows he's always limited himself, set his own boundaries, and they're so extreme, so tight, it's suffocating him. And now he's on the way to crossing that boundary. And he's not doing well. So inside him, I still sense loneliness, absolute loneliness. I really see him there. His emotions are filled with loneliness. Of course, you might say now, yeah, but why? He just needs to get in touch. Then he wouldn't be lonely anymore. But he can't because he still doesn't have that inner peace. Things aren't sorted out yet. But we have the connection between the two of you, the completeness, and that's where he wants to go. That's the direction, that's the journey he's embarked on to pursue that connection as well. Yes, he's still going in circles here, you know, and they're back to their routines. He needs to get back into his routine, and that's where he wants to be, in his routine. He feels the connection. And there are a lot of obligations he still has which need to be resolved. Everything from the past that is still there, that keeps coming back again and again, like a never-ending loop. And now everything has caught up with him, and it's a huge pile he has to deal with. As I said, according to this collective reading, he's not at all capable of multitasking. And that's why everything feels so overwhelming for him. But he is moving toward wholeness, and he feels the connection with you. And the circle is closing between the two of you as well. And he will finish this and take care of things, clean up. And then he wants there to be unity between you, that there are no rough edges or anything else so extreme, and that nothing gets out of hand again. So what you see from the outside is not what's actually going on inside him. It has nothing to do with you. What does have to do with you are the deep feelings, the love, the attraction, the connection, the union, because that's where he wants to go as well. My dears, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching and wish you a fantastically wonderful and beautiful day. I'm sending you a big, loving hug. Goodbye.